Hey there fam, Dr. K here back for another video. Welcome back to my channel, Winning in Education. So as you know on this channel we talk all things winning, whatever that means to you. So whether you're new to education, you're coming in as a teacher, you're thinking of going from teacher to teacher leader or to principal, or in the case of many of these videos, people are thinking about leaving the education field altogether. So today I'm going to continue with my series about this phenomenon, why teachers are leaving the profession. Why are these teachers quitting in droves? So initially, if you have not seen any of my videos, this video series was inspired by Honest Teacher Vibes. I looked at one of her videos where she talked about why she was quitting the profession, and honestly I never thought this would be a series. I thought I was just inspired by her video and wanted to put my 2 cents in it. But here I am with a series of why I am quitting teaching videos. This will be number 5. But today's inspiration comes from another news article. So you know I like to read the news. This was from the Business Insider online site. So they had a news article and it was entitled, and I wrote it down, "A teacher who quit and took a job at Costco says life is much better now. She has a life, can pay her bills, and finally sleeps at night." So I must admit, I was intrigued by this article. I devoured the article and any subsequent articles that I could find and click on and get more information. I'm always interested in teachers talking about their life outside of education, particularly as I contemplate my own career path, my own future. I'm kind of at a crossroads, wondering if I'm going to stay in higher ed. Am I going back to K-12? Am I going back into corporate? My history, I think I talked about it in maybe one of my first videos. I started out in corporate America in human resources. So I worked in HR for about 10 years. So I had my corporate life, and then I went into K-12 and did teaching and principal job, and now I'm in higher ed. So I have a very kind of eclectic life within higher ed, education, and corporate. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to spend these last couple of years. Like many of you, I am also somewhat disillusioned with the K-12 system. I'm disillusioned with higher ed. So these articles are just food for my soul. So here are the highlights of the article. Of course, I'm going to link it in the description so you can follow up and read all of them. So this young lady, she was in her 30s. She worked for about 8 years in education. So she worked in public education, she worked in private education in Georgia and Florida, and then she worked from grade 6th grade all the way through high school. So she had several experiences. So it was not just, we can't just say it was just, you know, oh, those 6th graders, middle school is so tough, or the high school. She had a range of experiences, so you know she could be sure if this was for her. She did talk about in one of the articles that I read that teaching was her passion, and she wanted to be teaching for 30 years. She wanted to stay in teaching. She loves teaching, but as we know from this article, that did not happen. So as you may have guessed, low pay, unreasonable work expectations, which led to her getting burnt out, are the reason she cited for leaving. Quote, she was burnt out working 60-hour work weeks for under $50,000. And she did that for 5 years. $50,000. Remember in one of my previous videos, and I'm going to link that, we talked about pay, and we looked at pay across the nation for teachers, and somehow some of these teachers are making $50,000 at the end of their tenure after working 10 and 50 years. It's ridiculous. So this particular teacher said she was doing 60-hour work weeks. She was only making $50,000, and she had been at that pay, that $50,000 mark, for about 5 years. So basically what she said is her passion couldn't pay her bills. And her passion couldn't help her sleep at night when she was always, wondering about tomorrow and, what's going to happen on the job, as we talked about in my last video, waiting for that last shoe to drop. So what I really wanted to have, which I could not find, I kind of scoured the internet. I wanted to see if I can get what her starting salary was here at Costco. Which I could not find. So what I did find is they start within that department. She said she switched into membership services, and she was lucky to get that job. She said it was a new Costco opening in her area. There were 3,000 applicants. Only 300 people were hired, and she was one of 300. So she was super lucky, but I could not figure out what her salary was. So the general starting salary in membership services was about 35, but it went from 35 to 90. So who knows where she fell in that particular range. If they took into consideration all of her experience, she had a bachelor's, she had a master's, and she was in working on a PhD. So she had tons of experience. She also had that technology background that we tend to get as teachers, because we have to be technology front runners, right? We have to be technology leaders. So I couldn't get the salary, but I'm sorry about that. So if anybody finds the salary for Costco starting as in membership services, drop it in the comments. I'd be interested in finding out. So another thing we learned from the article is that when she was a teacher, she suffered with migraines. And if you are a teacher, you already know if you don't suffer with migraines and probably anxiety, one of your coworkers do. And I talked to you about one of the reasons that I left K-12 and went into higher ed was because of my health. So it wasn't migraine so much in my case, but it was, high blood pressure, high stress. So many people outside of education, they don't understand that teaching is a high stress job. They just think of, we're working with the babies. If you're in elementary school, we're coloring, or we're walking them to the bathroom, and we may teach here and there, but they don't quite understand how stressful it is. So she did say since she has been working at Costco, she does not have migraines. She no longer gets sick as often, and her quality of life has improved. So again, I'm going to link the article in the description. Please take a read, because it was, for me, it was very encouraging as I grapple again with my decision about what I'm going to do. Am I going to stick it out or not? So some questions that popped up in my mind that I just want to pose to the group. I'm wondering, could I or could you leave your teaching job and go work at, let's say, Costco or Walmart, even if it was paying more and there were better working conditions? Could you do it? I mean, I don't know. I'm curious. My other question is, she did say she had a passion for teaching, as I said, as many of us do. I have a passion for working with my students. And I think I griped in my last video or video before that part of my decision making around deciding to possibly leave higher ed is because I don't get to teach as much as I do. So we know her passion was teaching, but I'm wondering, and this is something I have wondered for myself, and I'm putting it out to the group, is working as a teacher or professor in my case the only way I can fulfill that passion? Could I work someplace else, Costco's, Walmart, wherever back in corporate America, and then volunteer somewhere to get that teaching fix? Is that a possible solution for those of us who are truly passionate about educating young ones? Is that another possibility? So I had many questions. My questions could go on and on and on, but really these are questions I've grappled with for myself, particularly again over these last couple of years, where I really need to figure out if higher ed is going to be where I stay, because if I'm staying, I need to put in the work towards tenure and really make it work. Or if I'm leaving, I really need to put in the work to find me another path that may enhance my quality of life. So I guess it comes down to this main question. Is your quality of life something you should strive for, something that you should protect, or should you die on the cross for your passion of teaching, even if it's not serving you personally, even if it's not serving your family? And what if it's really detrimental to your family success when you think about the salary? So, what do you think? I would like to hear from you. What are your answers to these questions? Or feel free to pose additional questions in the comment section. But I really enjoyed that article and I just wanted to come on briefly and talk to you guys about it. So that's it, fam. This was a quick video. I just, I love these articles that give me hope about how teachers are doing, how they're progressing, how they're, happy outside of education. I like all of that. So, what did I miss? What do you think I should have included for further consideration, or what other questions do you think I should have posed to the community to ponder? Leave me a comment. Don't forget to like this video. Share it with somebody. I'm trying to grow my channel. Subscribe to the channel if you have not. I know a lot of people are coming to watch the videos, but I don't see those numbers represented in my subscribers. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel. All right, guys, that is it for now. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.